Is it time for Shad Khan to put an end to the AEW experiment?
And with Tony Storm's big title defense at Dynasty, who's next? All that and more on the Grapple-Sauce podcast. Hit it, Chandler.
Hey, Daver here. Welcome to the show.
Hey, this guy's Chad.
And we're doing the two-man booth again. We got Chandler on assignment again. We can't tell you what he's doing yet, but you will definitely find out soon.
Yeah. I just hope he doesn't get into trouble with the law this time.
Yeah. We put a little money aside to bail him out, so
Yeah, he's too
we're
pretty
okay.
for jail. He won't do well.
Yeah. But anyway, me and Chad here are gonna review the Fallout episode of AEW Dynamite in their home base of Jacksonville, Florida. Yeah, pretty fun show. What do you think, Chad?
It was fun. It was strange. It was weird. It was all over the place, and I actually loved it. It was different for them, and it was strange. The ending had me like laughing, and I like already want it to be next week. Like, what's happening next? They really accomplished that goal. Like, it feels must see to me.
Yeah, I definitely got Monday Night War vibes. Basically, in a nutshell, we'll get in depth with it, but Tony Khan got a TK driver from the Young Bucks. Finally got physical in the ring. It had to happen eventually, huh?
Oh yeah. They did it the best way possible. And from what I hear, he was selling it at the draft. Because he's the NFL draft, he was wearing a neck brace.
Yep. I love the commitment.
Very old school. I think that's great.
Yeah, loved it. Yeah, apart from that, we also got a really cool impromptu sudden death casino gauntlet match to decide the or who will face Roderick Strong for the international title at Double or Nothing. Yeah, really love the premise of that. We got some pretty big names in it. Yeah, basically two men start. Um, I don't think they elaborated on the amount of time. It must have been two
Yeah,
minutes. Every
felt
two
like 90
minutes,
seconds or 2 minutes. Yeah.
another competitor would come in, but anyone could pinfall or submit another participant at any moment. So if it didn't happen, though, on the other hand, a new competitor would come out every 90 seconds, 2 minutes. So, yeah, really love that premise. It kind of added a little bit of competitiveness to the continent, or oh, I guess I'm getting confused here. Uh, Continental, international. Oh,
Yeah, that's the
too
one.
many too many belts. But yeah, they added a little bit of competitiveness to that belt, kind of in a similar way to the Continental uh, Championship. So yeah,
Yeah,
love the
man,
way
that
that.
match was a trip. I didn't really know what to expect, and then as I kind of got the idea of how it was going to go, I'm like, oh, okay, it's going to be like a bunch of like mid Carters, upper mid Carters. Oh shoot, here's Osprey. What the heck?
Yeah, um, yeah. Nobody knew who was going to be in it. No one was announced. So yeah, Will Ospreay coming out was quite the treat. Um, but yeah, fun episode of Dynamite. Yeah, got had that old school vibe for me. You got to get physical if you're the owner of a wrestling promotion
Yeah,
eventually.
yeah,
And
it's in the contract somewhere, I bet.
yeah, yeah. Man, in the back of my mind, I could picture like Shad Khan, like Tony's like, oh, all right, help me start a wrestling company. He's like, okay, but you can't.
Yeah.
Get
If you get
hurt.
hurt, I'm pulling the plug. Uh,
That's what I envisioned being the case, and he had
yeah.
to really talk him into it.
Yeah, I was watching, there's a compilation of, people that were doing, like, live reactions to the show, and everybody was like, "Oh, man, I can't believe he got punched. They're setting up for the EVP trigger. Oh, whoa, no, this is way worse." Yeah, that was great. I love how
Yeah.
they teased the EVP trigger, then Matt was like, I'm sorry, Matthew was like, "Nah, we're not gonna do that." And then they hoist him up for the Meltzer driver. I was like, "This is unbelievable."
Oh my god. Tony Khan's, like, floppy,
Yeah.
unstable body.
Yeah. But that was
Uh,
the safest pile driver anyone's ever took ever.
yeah. Did you see, Nicholas Jackson, split his drawers?
Yeah.
Uh,
Kinda
at
added
least,
to it too before me. I don't know, I thought it was hilarious.
yeah, at least, he had some good, covering, uh, stuff underneath.
Yeah. Yeah, I was very sports entertained in the best of ways.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, yeah, oddly enough, for how good of a Dynamite it was, did you catch the, numbers
Nah.
on the man, it was like 600 and something, man.
Yeah. This,
Like,
I don't know if there's a big cross section, but it is the, NHL playoffs right now, so, definitely
yeah,
kicking into that. Speaking of which, Friday night, my boys, the Jets, going against the Avs. Trevor, if you're out there, I got your number.
yeah. I actually caught a good portion of the, Oilers Kings game
Oof.
after Dynamite. So, yeah, I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna do some cleaning. I'll keep, Dynamite's over. I'm just gonna let it
Yeah, let
play
it play
whatever's
out.
playing."
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh,
pretty
thank God
fun.
it's not young Sheldon.
Yeah, or the accountant.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah. Anyway, let's get into the actual episode. Kind of
Yeah.
break it down here. Yeah, well, they're in Jacksonville, the home base of AEW, kind of their hometown as a company. I love that. It felt good, felt at home. Man, that was the pandemic
Yeah.
uh home base.
Yeah.
Really,
Well, always gives me
sentimental.
the feels. It's like whenever, when I used to watch, basketball, whenever I see a game at the Boston Garden, I'd always like, "Yeah, I don't know why I love this, but I love it so much."
Yeah, man, it was weird. Like I finally got back into wrestling in 2019 and then boom.
Yeah.
After so many years. It
Yeah,
was a
I was
weird time.
yeah, it was weird. I was a little before that, but I remember, NXT Portland was just a couple months before everything shut down, and, like, "Oh, this is cool." Then, like, a few months later, I was like, "Oh, that was weird." Like, took me forever to
Yeah,
wanna go out into a big crowd after that.
yeah, me too. Um, but yeah, anyway, we start off the show with the new elite arriving. They've all got their belts looking like freaking $1 million. Uh, Jack Perry pulls up in a separate SUV behind them. He gets out, he gives us that smirk. Love it. Uh, they start to walk in, but security stops Jack Perry. He's like, "Hey, you're not allowed in here." The Young Bucks say, "Hold on, he's with us. We've got some business we need to handle." Uh, yeah. We
Did you
kind of
catch the
allude
crowd reaction? He's
they
getting
popped.
yeah. He friggin' they did it. Like, he was super cold when he went away, and now like that, they were at one point, they were during the, later segment, weren't they cheering, doing a
Cry me a
yeah, "Oh,
river.
cry me a river." I was like, they did it. Like, the EVPs, man, like Matthew and Nicholas, they could get anything over if they put their minds to it.
Yep, Okada doesn't need to say a word. The
Yeah.
Bucks did the heavy lifting on that. Man, oh man. Yeah, I think they're starting to heat back up. This whole thing is gonna work, I believe. I'm
Uh-huh.
feeling good about it. Um, yeah, good stuff. Let's see. After that, we got Orange Cassidy looking roughed up, getting thrown out of the tunnel by who? Trent, the very man who betrayed him. He throws Orange Cassidy into the ring and calls out for Chucky T to come down and make his decision. Uh, Trent says he's sorry he didn't do that a long time ago. And they fought for him, but he gave them nothing. He said Orange Cassidy is not your friend to Chucky T. Uh, Chucky T goes to fake a hug, but stops and says, I always thought you were a piece of shit, and hits Trent with the mic. Uh, he says he's not cleared for ring competition, but calls out Trent for a parking lot match. And man, oh man, who knows more about a parking lot match than both those men?
Yeah. Yeah, it's poetic, and they're back in Jacksonville, and that they filmed it later that night, right? Is what I heard. I haven't seen their
Hmm.
spoilers yet, but so yeah, back in the Jackson lot parking lot. I love it.
Yeah. Going back to Tony selling that TK driver, he wore the neck brace through the entire filming of that parking lot brawl.
Love it. Yeah, I thought it
Um,
was funny when I was watching, like, listening to that live. I always like it when the heel makes good points, and I like some of it when he was like when he called OC the mascot, and I was like, yeah, I can see that. Like, he's almost Miz level. I was like, I kind of agree with him a little bit. Oh no, am I the
yeah,
baddie?
right. But yeah, I'm digging the heel Trent.
Yeah,
I think it's working real nice. He
yeah.
seems
Oh,
like
go
a
ahead.
threat.
Yeah, it's about time he's done something interesting because I always feel like he is just always kind of the background player to OC's kind of the friends gimmick now. So it's nice to see them having their own like little Civil War feud thing going on.
Yeah. Too bad Wheeler Yuta can't be in on it, huh? That'd be fun. Um, but yeah, moving along here, we got a John Moxley promo. Um, he was calling out the Don Callis family, calling out Hobbs, kind of your typical John Moxley hoorah kind of promo. Uh, I had some kind of sound issues going on with the audio. It really wasn't that clear, the dialogue, and it kind of sounded like what the crowd was hearing, kind of
Yeah,
muffled and uh but yeah, I kind of got out of it. He said pro wrestling is the greatest sport in the world, and when all the oxygen is pulled out of Hobbs's lungs, his carcass hits the canvas, it will be heard from Jacksonville to Tokyo.
excellent.
Uh, I liked it. Yeah, very poetic, very John Moxley. Um, yeah, he knows how to cut a promo. I just
Yeah.
wish I could have heard it better.
Yeah, yeah, I like the little thing where I don't play golf.
Yep,
Oh,
I'm a pro
yeah.
wrestler.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that guy knows how to sell me on a match in, like, a couple moments. I always like, "Oh, yeah, see, now I'm really interested again."
yeah. And he kind of touched on how it isn't going to be easy, the match against Hobbs.
Yeah.
Although, when we get into it,
Ugh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, after that, okay, this was kind of weird. Instead of getting a Swerve Championship Celebration, which I really thought was appropriate. We
I was
just went
hoping for that. Almost to me, like what followed almost because it was not the first thing in the show. He didn't get to really address the crowd. It felt very undercard, very mid carder, like second match, probably interrupted by a commercial break. It was just yeah, that's not how we should be treating that the guy who's the face of your company.
yeah. Um, but yeah, we get a weird world title eliminator match, Swerve versus Kyle Fletcher.
Yep.
Um, Not a bad match. We got Swerve in control. Uh, they cut to the new elite walking into Tony Khan's office during the middle of the match. Yeah, that kind of goes back to like uh they're like interrupting the world champion to show this stuff too.
Yeah.
Like kind of, you know what I mean? Uh we get a Swerve stomp to Fletcher on the apron, and it appears Swerve hurt his ankle. That really got me worried,
Yeah.
you know. They're really playing into it on commentary. You just win a world title and you get hurt. That can't be great. Uh, we got Fletcher getting Swerve in an ankle lock. Uh, Looked pretty brutal. Swerve got to the ropes. Fletcher didn't stay with the ankle lock like Don Callis was suggesting a commentary. We got Swerve hitting a flatliner, then a brain buster. Fletcher kicked out. And then Fletcher doesn't listen to a play called the Melbourne,
Uh-huh.
which was seemingly to grab a table and do something,
Huh.
right?
Yeah.
Uh, and Swerve ends up getting the Swerve stomp on Fletcher for the win. Uh, yeah, uh, I'm sure Kyle Fletcher is going to get an earful.
Yeah, no, I think they're yeah, between that and what happens a little later, that's kinda gonna tease the, maybe the United Empire, splitting off, kinda becoming their thing again, probably as a bunch of, like, super faces if Osprey has anything to do with it.
Yeah, yeah, man. Let's see. Mark Davis got hurt in October.
Yeah.
We're going on 6, 7 months. He's probably due to be coming back pretty soon. I want Aussie Open back. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Whoo. I really want the chant to catch on. This is Aussie.
Yeah.
I need that. Um, but yeah, the Don Callis family looks like it's definitely fallen apart. We're gonna get a civil war or something to that effect.
Yeah.
I think Takeshita will probably stay with Don.
Probably.
Uh, Maybe Hobbs, maybe not.
Yeah.
Um,
That's fine. He can just yeah, he can be the Paul Heyman for one dude, probably be more effective that way. The
yeah,
faction don't really do it for me, but I do like the chemistry of him and Takeshita, so that'd be probably might be for the best.
yeah. Takeshita needs a mouthpiece.
Yeah.
Who better? Who better? Cool. Yeah. After that, we get a Thunder Rosa promo. Uh, she she's proud of what she accomplished. She's not going to blame anyone for her loss. Uh, Gianna Perrazzo walks up and they argue. They start to get physical, and security holds them back. They are out of control. Yeah, we're getting that match on the Rampage. Coming up, the 3 hour block, Collision then Rampage, which I really like those. They
Yeah.
fly.
Yeah. Yeah, I always, forget to tell my, thing to change how it records, I always miss the 3rd one.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna remember. We're gonna record our Rampage and actually watch it because
Yeah.
just think of it as a 3 hour collision,
Right?
even though our DVRs don't.
Yeah.
Think of it like that. Yeah, yeah, good stuff. Man, I kind of figure maybe they're rushing this match a little bit. Uh, I don't know. It's been bubbling for a little while,
Yeah.
but just on a rampage, that seems
Yeah, I think they coulda let it cook a little.
little blah. Um, but yeah, I'm into it. I like both competitors. I don't know who I want to win. I think Perazzo uh might not be the right option. Thunder Rosa needs the win
Yeah.
after that big loss to Tony. But that would really bury Deanna too, uh, if she took another big high profile loss. So
Yeah. Well, I guess it's a game of wait and see. Maybe it'll be a schmoz.
yeah. Cool. After that, we get a recap of Brian Danielson versus Will Ospreay. Uh, yeah, unbelievable match. I loved it. You loved it.
Yeah.
Chandler kind of, he didn't like the fake injury
Yeah.
spot, but he's not used to that kind of stuff, and that stuff's pretty extreme for that
Yeah.
generation of WWE fan.
Yeah, no, I did it was funny, like, I didn't even think of it in those terms until he talked to us. I was like, "Oh, man, I bet you he loved it." I was looking forward to talking about it, and then he was kinda like, it wasn't for me," and I was like, "Really?" And I was
Yeah,
like, "He wasn't really like, that was all story and all consensual, and I'm sure, like, everybody was safe and fine," and, like, I watched that back in slow-mo, I'm like, "No, he landed that just right." Like, those 2 guys are precise. Yeah, it
mm,
kinda blew my mind a little to just, hear a different point of view. I was like, "Oh, no." I mean, I could see where you would come with that, but I was just like, "That was awesome." Like, I've seen that 3 times now, and I wanna go watch it again.
yeah, man, he executed that Tiger Driver 91 with precision. There was no way he was gonna get hurt. Like, Danielson folded and collapsed his body in just the right way to where
Yeah,
the impact was absorbed. Like, oh my god, it looked so good. But yeah, it was interesting to get that fresh, different view from
uh-huh.
Chandler, which that's why we have you around, buddy.
Yeah,
We love it. Uh, but yeah, after that recap of that match, we get Mina Shirakawa, who is Mariah May's former Stardom tag team partner, versus Anna Jay. And Mariah May is there with Mina for support. They start out, they try to play to the crowd, uh, doing little poses and whatnot. Mina tosses Anna on her knees. Uh, Mina gives Anna Jay a dragon screw, then a figure four. Uh, Anna Jay reverses a move into a Queen Slayer, but Mina reverses the Queen Slayer into the Glamorous Connection for the win. Uh, yeah, pretty straightforward match. Anna Jay looked good too.
yeah.
Um,
She's a, daily play staple, I feel like, for basically every time they go back, she gets a match, and she
yeah,
usually wins them, though, so that one definitely swerved me a little.
yeah. Mariah May got champagne for her and Mina, but Anna Jay attacks them both. Tony Storm runs out to help Mariah, but Serena Deeb comes out and she calls out Tony Storm and the
Yeah.
AEW Women's Championship. She looked gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like her outfit, like they had her like I don't know. What occurred to me was like Tony Storm is usually like pretty glamorous looking,
Uh-huh.
right?
Oh, yeah.
And they had to counter that with something a little
Oh,
powerful.
yeah,
Like,
it was
am I
amazing.
right? Like,
Yeah.
she looked way put together, like
She looks like she
makeup artist.
belongs, like, it's incredible. I've never thought of her in those terms. I've always just, like, legit fighter, especially like when she's in her fight gear and the hair is pulled back. Like she, to me, she's the professor. Like she's gonna whoop your ass. And then,
Yeah.
whoa, like, damn, I am so stoked for this feud. Uh, give it to me. I am like I've been saying this since she came back. Like I want to see Deeb. I want more Deeb, and fuck yes, we're gonna get her. She ain't gonna win, but we get to see it.
Yeah, man. I'm all for it. I wish I could have heard what she was saying during her little spiel. I don't know if that was an audio issue again, or uh, it could have almost made sense that while the chaos was happening, she was over there saying her thing,
Oh, like the
you know,
camera mic
to the
was picking her up.
yeah. So I don't know. I wish I could have heard what she was saying. But yeah, good to see Deeb. I'm ready for the her to be in the women's world title picture. It'll be really great.
Yeah.
After that, we get a Willow championship celebration segment, which we kind of should have got. I mean, maybe they didn't want to do two in one show.
Yeah.
From what I understand, we're getting the Swerve one on Collision,
Oh, okay.
so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Um,
Man, this was a
but
funny segment. I loved it. I didn't care for it. And then fucking Stokely brought me back around. I was like,
yep,
in the end, I was on board for it, but there was a minute there I was just like, ugh.
yeah, yeah. Um, we got Stokely and Statlander introducing Willow. She comes out. Uh, we got the man, what's his name? Capri Coleman
Yeah.
freestyling
Yeah.
during Willow's.
It's pretty
So
dope.
it was pretty cool. Um, I really like him. I like him a lot. I think
Yeah.
that's his name, Capri Coleman. He's longtime Ring of Honor announcer. He's got that little bit of Dusty Rhodes
Yeah.
kind
No,
of
he's got some like little southern in him.
dude, and I picked that up, and uh, Tony Schiavone and Dusty Rhodes are pretty much my childhood voice of wrestling.
Oh
So
yeah.
I really appreciate him for that. Um, yeah, so we got Willow walking us through her journey to get uh, her big break in 2020, becoming All Elite in 2022, and becoming TBS champion in 2024. Uh, and then what do you know? Mercedes Monet interrupts her, comes to the ring. She says she came out to congratulate Willow and that she will be the new TBS champion at Double or Nothing. Ooh. Th- they all play the blame game about who attacked Mercedes. Willow asks Mercedes if she thinks she intentionally hurt her. And Stokely's like, yeah, just look at her. And
I
Statlander
love
had to
I I love how like just unapologetically like he's a shit heel, but he's still somehow a face. Like I don't know how he does it, but I just want to hang out with him. I want to go get
he's a
like drinking with
lovable,
him and like go get arrested with this guy because it would
yeah,
be a great time.
he's a lovable heel.
Yeah.
Uh, Willow says she had doubts if she could beat Mercedes at 100%. Uh, she, let's see, and she should have been happy, but her win against her had an asterisk. Um, but the TBS title win she had has no asterisks. She says a double or nothing, or Mercedes says a double or nothing. Uh, uh, let's see. Willow says a double or nothing. She wants Mercedes 100%. Uh, so she can show she can beat Mercedes. Mercedes says, enjoy this while you can, a double or nothing. You can't beat me. Mercedes goes to walk away, but Statlander grabs Mercedes' arms. Mercedes turns around, thinks it's Willow, and slaps her across the face, and Mercedes walks away. Uh, Man, Statlander's starting shit, huh?
Oh yeah. No, it's yeah, like that heel turn's like just slowly brewing, but she's man, like even in the middle of the segment when she was like had that weird poem thing and she's like just how she was dressed like that silver thing and I'm like nah she's not turning well maybe oh no she's totally the one that attacks Mercedes and I'm like well maybe she didn't though like they've got me on the hook for this like I'm a total mark for this whole women's all these angles everything that happened tonight I'm a mark for all of it it's great like th- they're not definitely not there yet. Still only like one women's segment per show. But at least they're interesting now.
Yeah. Um, yeah, going back to the women's division as a whole, how cool was Mina Shirakawa bringing in
Oof.
some stardom talent? Like, dude, she was great. 5 years only wrestling too.
Wow.
Uh, looked great. But yeah, they're not there yet, but they're
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 improving.
clearly trying. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're putting in a little effort. Um, cool. Yeah. Just kind of waiting for Mercedes to get healthy. She looks like $1 million. I just
Yeah.
want to see her wrestle like $1 million.
Yeah.
I've never
Yeah.
seen her wrestle.
And her performance was definitely I think because at least there was some conflict now and like something was starting. So it didn't rub me as much of the wrong way. Like when I heard her, like the CEO, and she made her entrance, I was like, ugh. But then once she kind of got rolling, I was like, okay. I mean, I'm kind of into this again. Then, like I said, then it's like Stokely did Stokely stuff, and I was like, okay, I'm here for this now. Thank you, Stokely.
Yeah, he can really turn it around. Um, cool. Yeah. After that, we get Alex Marvez frantically trying to find out the hot scoop on if Jack Perry is reinstated. Uh, Jack walks by him, doesn't say anything. Nicholas walks by him, won't say anything. He finally gets Matthew, and Matthew says, "Later tonight, Tony Khan has agreed to meet Jack Perry in the ring." Ooh, okay. Uh, After that, we get like a little recap of Jack Perry in New Japan tearing up his contract. They show footage of Dynasty, um, kind of setting up what he's been up to in the past, 8, 9 months. Um, cool. Yeah. After that, we get
Ooh.
the,
I just have to put over though at the end of all that, that when Marvez just like straight up broke the fourth wall, looked right into the camera. Now that's a scoop. That shit killed me. Like everybody is on
yeah,
form tonight. Like just they felt just like loose, relaxed. Maybe just being back at Daly's place or something. Because there's just those weird little goofy touches where I was just like, this is awesome.
yeah, yeah. It felt good. Um, cool, yeah. After that, we get our sudden death casino gauntlet match to decide the challenger to Roderick Strong and the international title at Double or Nothing. Um, so yeah, two men start. It was Jay White and Dante Martin. Basically kind of what I said before. Every minute and a half, 2 minutes, another wrestler comes out, and all you got to do is submit or pinfall someone else to stop the match. There's no number that they have to hit before the match can start. Kind of liked it. It kind of kept things urgent.
Yeah.
Uh, it gave it a little another layer of excitement. Yeah, really liked the premise. Um, yeah, Jay White, Dante Martin started out. The third entrant was Penta. Um, Really liked watching Jay White and Penta. There's a lot of one-on-one matches that I now want to see
right?
because of this. Um, yeah, Jay White and Penta. Then we get Kyle O'Reilly, the fourth entrant. I want to see Kyle O'Reilly versus Jay White one-on-one now because of them locking it up in this match. Really great. After Kyle O'Reilly, we got Will Ospreay in this match. Uh, I want a one-on-one with Will Ospreay and Kyle O'Reilly. We got a really neat kind of New Japan reunion, kind of a holy shit moment with Jay
Yeah,
White and Will Ospreay. They know each other. They went to shake hands, but Switchblade Jay White faked him out. Yeah, that we got to get. Whew, can't wait for that on pay-per-view and AEW.
right? Oh,
However they play that out. Maybe Jay White should take that belt from uh the international title when it's time for
oh
Osprey
yeah.
to lose it. That could work. Um let's see. After Will Osprey, we get Lance Archer.
He
Um
was good.
yeah, man. Uh let's see. Everyone kind of sold his uh power and force. Even Will Ospreay kinda,
Yeah,
sold Lance Archer pretty well. I like that. Um, let's see. We get Archer giving Osprey a blackout over the top rope onto everybody. Then we get the seventh participant, Commander, who was looking pretty good, man. He reverses a power bomb from Archer into a Hurricane Rana on a table, and man, he hits the deja vu DDT
yeah.
on Will Ospreay. Was that a counter? Was Ospreay trying to do it first, or
I think so. Yeah, I don't know, man. These guys are just so slick and inventive. I was just like, brain shuts off. Like for me, it's like
yeah,
popcorn match. Like I don't know why this is happening, but I love it.
yeah, man. But like the way you freaking twirl around,
Oh, his body control is unreal.
good stuff. Um, then we get the eighth participant, Jay Lethal. We got a little reunion for the Continental Classic between Jay Lethal and Jay White. I thought that was kind of cool. Osprey hesitated giving Kyle O'Reilly a Tiger Driver 91. O'Reilly capitalizes and gets a Juji Katami on Osprey, but Commander breaks it up. Osprey ends up hitting a uh, hidden blade on Commander for the win. Yeah, so we got Will Ospreay gonna challenge Roderick Strong. All of a sudden, the Undisputed Era come out. Roderick Strong gets in Will Ospreay's face, and yeah, I like that. I like the match. I like the setup. Everything in the match was really well done. No big botches. Nothing
Yeah.
looked foolish. Um, and the person who needed to win won that puppy.
Yeah. It's funny. Before Dynamite, when I was driving to work that day, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, I would really like to see a good gauntlet match in AEW. Like once a year or so, WWE will do one, and it's always just like, what the heck? And then I was like, man, have they ever done a gauntlet match? I was like trying to remember. I can't think of any. Then unannounced, I was like, what? Were you guys reading my mind? This is just weird. And their weird spin on it was cool. Yeah, it was like this weird Royal Rumble-ish kind of thing, and it was I was into it. It was very cool. And like you said, those weird pair ups you were getting, you're like, oh now I need to see these two fight. I need to see these guys fight. It was great.
Yeah. Kind of the way at the Rumble, like who eliminates who can set up a feud
Yeah.
uh, for the future. But yeah, this match, just them being in the ring together, having their little uh, back and forth, made me like, ooh, ooh, I need that now.
Yeah.
Ooh, I need that now. um, yeah, I think that was great. I don't know who came up with that, but damn, uh, the ratings weren't that great. But keep doing shit like this.
Yeah. No, it was like I said, the show was just like loose. Yeah, I don't know if it was just being back home or what, but yeah, no, please, please give me that one. Give me that one like once or twice a year. I'd be into it.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Yeah, moving along here, we get uh a promo segment with the Learning Tree Chris Jericho. He's no longer Lionheart Chris Jericho, and he, my friend, has a whole new theme song.
Uh-huh.
I liked it. It worked. It fit. I I'm just gonna say, man, this whole segment felt very pro wrestling.
Yeah.
I have no complaints about where they're going with Jericho. Maybe shouldn't have won that belt, but uh,
Uh
even that was pro wrestling. Like,
yeah, no, I'm now in a wait and see. I've now quit actively hating on it now, and I'm like, oh, now I'm gonna let this play out.
mhm. um, let's see. He renamed the FTW title called For the World now. Uh, Taz is on commentary. He completely hates everything he's seeing. Um, he said Terry Funk told him how it's his responsibility to teach the younger generation. He wants to thank Hook, but still, Hook still needs to learn from the learning tree. He needs to get rid of the dead weight around him, and he needs to stay down when told. Hook forced him to hit him in the head with a baseball bat. At this point, Big Bill comes out. He interrupts Jericho and says he needs the guidance of the learning tree, and he's a perfect fit for the learning tree. Chris Jericho is going to keep an eye on Big Bill to see if he's worthy. Uh, yeah, they kind of quietly broke up Ricky and Big Bill, huh?
Yeah, yeah. I it was weird when Big Bill was talking. I kept waiting for Enzo Amore to interrupt him for some reason. I don't know why. It was just like I was just like, why am I expecting this? This is weird.
Man, I don't know like much about the history of that, but like that'd be okay if that happened, right? Enzo isn't like canceled, right? He's
He got pretty close, but I think he's kind of people are coming back around to him again.
yeah, I don't know like what he did or anything like that, but um yeah. Um yeah, Big Bill in another new faction with Jericho. I think it could work. The Learning Tree. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, like I
Who
said,
else
hey,
do we want in the
yeah.
Learning Tree?
Yeah, hey, anything that puts Big Bill on TV, man. Like I was enjoying the tag team, and then just with the crazy enough of like Sting's retirement and all that, they kind of definitely quietly went to the background. And then he popped up. I was like, oh, I forgot about him. God, I really like him. Man, AEW stacked.
Uh, don't forget, Big Bill made my top 5
Oh
tallest
yeah.
AEW wrestler roster members too. Uh, and again, while I'm plugging that, don't forget to elbow drop that like
Ooh.
button, power bomb that subscribe button, and leave us a comment. Let us know what you think about our channel, AEW, WWE, the wrestling industry as a whole. We want to know what you think.
Do you miss
Um,
Chandler?
yeah, we do. But yeah, he's doing something far greater right now. Let's see. Yeah, after that Learning Tree Chris Jericho segment, we get backstage with Don Callis and Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher. Don Callis says Ospreay should have used the Tiger Driver 91, but on Kyle Fletcher, but Ospreay says he needs to retire it. And Kyle uh, O'Reilly had too many neck problems. Don says he doesn't care if Kyle O'Reilly broke his neck 5 times. Fletcher kind of interrupts and says it doesn't matter. Will won the match. Don tells Kyle he shouldn't be talking about winning. Uh, and Osprey and Fletcher kind of look at each other and looks like they're kind of questioning their allegiances right now.
Yeah, yeah, it's time. Like there's yeah, Osprey is just he's in another world, man. He comes out, he's a babyface. There ain't no way no crowd's gonna boo him anytime soon. Like like he could
Swerve's
probably
world,
give Tony Khan a friggin' Tiger Driver 91 and people would be like, "Yeah, suck it, rich boy." Yeah, so
yeah. Uh, yeah, like Swerve may be world champion, but he's a tweener.
yeah.
Will Ospreay is the biggest face in the company.
Yeah. Yeah, he could easily be their Cena, their Hogan.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Um, so yeah, I'm looking forward to the Don Callis family crumbling. Should be
Uh-huh.
good times. We'll get United Empire in AEW. Uh, shoot, wasn't uh, Cobb part of that faction? Jeff Cobb?
Ooh, yeah, I know he's been with them, huh? I'd have to look that up.
Man, I think him and AEW would be nice.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that dude
I
can do
was
some crazy stuff.
I was blown away when Jericho hired him as a
Right?
mercenary against Moxley
Yeah.
way back in the early days. Yeah, that was
I
good
miss some of
stuff.
those weird one-offs.
Yeah,
I guess like what
yeah,
RVD sorta lately.
yeah. I had like Juventud Guerrera at
Yeah.
one point. Shoot, Sabu didn't have a match, but
No, but nah.
he was
Nick
there.
Effin Gage.
Yeah, yeah, dude. Um, well, shit, we got Cardona.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
That
that's
was a
true. Yeah.
cool one-off, right?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, good stuff. Um, yeah, looks like we're at our main event, which is oddly enough not an AEW title. It's the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship held by John Moxley,
Mhm.
defending against Will Hobbs. Yeah, kind of a pretty weird match. I couldn't tell if it had to be had they had to take it home early. Um, yeah, we may have had an injury here.
Yeah, it's,
Um,
definitely felt like one to me.
yeah, I didn't see anything on the old internet
Yeah.
today about it, but yeah, I'll have to look into that. We start out with Hobbs giving Moxley a bunch of suplexes. They end up fighting in the crowd. Hobbs whoops Moxley's ass through picture in picture. Uh, Tony Tony Schiavone calls Don Callis Frankenstein,
Yeah, that one
referring
popped
to
me. I
his
love it.
scarred stitches. That popped me hard. Hobbs looks like he's having knee trouble after we got a dive on the outside. Uh, and then they kind of take it home real quick. Moxley wins with a paradigm shift and a rear naked choke. Hobbs may be hurt.
Yeah.
We had the doctors checking him out. Uh, yeah, that just seemed really rushed, really um either he was selling that thing and they're gonna it seems weird to factor in let me back up. That could be kind of risky starting to incorporate fake injuries.
Yeah.
Then they're gonna jinx themselves, man. Does
Uh-huh.
that make sense? Like,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't tempt karma.
it's like calling out to work, "My grandma died," when she
Yeah,
didn't, and then when she does die, you're like, "Oh," like, you know what
yeah,
I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Did I
It's a
cause
weird
that?
analogy. Yeah, it's a weird
Yeah.
analogy, but,
Yeah,
uh,
I do wanna make one thing. I'm a Mox guy. I love John Moxley. He can do no wrong in my opinion, except for this. I don't like his dive. His suicide dive just looks a little too hesitated, like, just a little too slow-mo, like, I don't know, maybe CM
yeah,
Punk had a point. After Darby Allin, nobody else should do one just because, like, like, yeah, his suicide dive just doesn't do it for me,
yeah, I'm glad you brought up Darby. You bringing that up just immediately made me think, "Man, I miss Darby Allin."
right?
Or Ray Phoenix.
Oof, yeah, that's another good one.
Him and Darby are the top 2.
Yeah.
They're amazing. Um, yeah, man. Um, we got Moxley retaining that belt, Hobbs looking hurt, the, medical team out there checking him out. Um, After that, we got, Takeshita coming out, calling out Moxley. Could that be our Double or Nothing? Could they defend
Ooh,
the IWGP at Double or Nothing? I like
probably.
that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
like that a
no,
lot
that'd be a
because
fantastic match.
we're not gonna okay, normal logic would dictate that Moxley would make his way through the Don Callis family at this point, but Hobbs he just beat.
Yeah,
Takeshita just called him out. Osprey's dealing with the international title, and
uh-huh.
Fletcher's kinda with him.
Yeah, yeah,
So
and hopefully maybe Fletcher will come back or, Davis, they'll come back soon.
mhm. Yeah, so man, give me Takeshita. I know Chandler will want that,
Oh, yeah.
and we know who's gonna win, but hey, let's get Takeshita some exposure,
Right.
get him on pay-per-views, on TV. Uh, I'm happy with that, and I know you're probably cool with that,
Oh,
and
yeah, yeah,
Chandler too.
Takesha's the future of wrestling, like, guys like him, oof,
Yeah, him in that freaking leather jacket looking like
yeah.
a freaking maniac. Oh, good stuff. Cool, yeah. After that, we get a cool little Shibata promo where gotta love it. He uses his phone to say what he needs to say. He challenges Jericho for the FTW title on Dynamite in your and Chris Jericho's hometown,
Uh-huh,
Winnipeg.
yeah,
Um,
they announced earlier in the night too that, Kenny's gonna be there.
yeah, man. How they gonna incorporate Kenny? Is he gonna address the elite? Is he healthy enough to, like, do something, do we predict? Like,
Yeah, I don't think he's probably there yet, but maybe he's on the road to be, so maybe he's gonna start some storyline stuff.
yes, okay. Ooh, God, I am frothing at the mouth for
Yeah.
Kenny to be back. I want Britt Baker back so
Yeah,
bad. I want Britt Baker back a little more than Hayter. Want Hayter back real
yeah.
bad, but want Britt Baker back a little more. Um, Hope Miro gets better soon. He's got a injury
Yeah,
again.
and
Uh,
possibly a broken heart.
yep, yep. Possibly alimony. Yeah. So yeah, Shibata calls out Jericho. He's gonna chop down the learning tree, and his phone says to Renee, "Those rhinestones make a heart. That's fun."
So strange, I love it.
So good. Yeah, great stuff. Shibata is freaking awesome. I'm glad after literally his brain was removed from his skull on a table. after being injured. He is on our television on AEW. Thank you, thank you. I want him signed. They just need to
Right?
whatever get his contract, buy it out, whatever. Let him live his rest of his career comfortably in AEW.
Yeah, he doesn't even have to wrestle much, man. He just needs to hang out and just be himself.
Yeah, dude. Yep, big fan of Shibata. Um, yep. I love that I know New Japan things
Yeah.
that I would never ever have cared about before. Um, yeah, good stuff. All right, man. We're getting to our big segment of the night that everyone is talking about. We alluded to it a little earlier in the episode. Um, we got Jack Perry coming to the ring to call out Tony Khan so they can take care of business. I like how Jack Perry had no entrance music.
Uh-huh.
Uh, that kind of stood out to me. Technically, he's not, uh, he's suspended, so
Yeah.
he shouldn't have music.
And he tore up his
Um,
contract. He's actually not part of the roster.
mhm.
Although, dude, does this
uh,
mean that like every single AEW wrestler just wanders around with their contracts at all times?
oh yeah, of
Like,
course.
like, when Andrade was trying to like get out of his, could it have he not just like tore up his contract, be like, peace?
You just shrink it down to business card size and keep it in your wallet. Uh, so Jack Perry tells Tony Khan that he's only ever wanted what's best for AEW. He asks Tony to please reinstate him and they can change the world together. Tony Khan enthusiastically and eagerly shakes Jack Perry's hand. Uh, Jack Perry holds up Tony's hand and hits him in the gut. Ah, Tony goes down. The Young Bucks and Okada run out. They're like, "What have you done, man? Calm down. He's our boss." Uh, Nicholas and Matthew go to help Tony Khan up. They each grab a hand. They are in prime EVP trigger position. Uh, but they're like, "Oh, okay." Okada gives a thumbs up. They
Yeah.
they let go. They're like, "Oh, no, no, no." But all of a sudden, Matthew grabs Tony Khan, flips his flimsy floppy body upside down. Nicholas gets on the ropes. Boom, boom, boom. TK driver on
Oh,
TK. Takes a freaking bump, man. The locker room of good guys run out to the ring. Well, right before that, Bryce Remsburg, Aubrey come out. They're like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" Uh,
by the way, were you
tells them to
watching Okada during that too? He like did the Scott Hall point. It was amazing. It felt so WCW. Like you got to rewatch it and just watch him because it's like, did he just Scott Hall him?
love it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, then the locker room comes out. And then, man, of all people, Shad Khan, Tony's own father, who basically put up the money to create AEW, comes out to the ring. He looks really concerned. And I really love how Carly Bravo, he looks at Tony, he looks up, does a double take,
Yeah.
and his eyes just get he really sold it. Oh, this is
Yeah.
Shad Khan, a billionaire.
Yeah. He
A
literally
billionaire's
has
dad.
more money than everybody in this arena combined.
Yeah, man. Excellent. And yeah, then we got the end of the show. Uh man, unbelievable. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I think they're doing good things. I think Tony Khan can uh start doing more of this. I don't think we need him as a active wrestler,
Oh god, no.
y- but now that we know he can take bumps,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, just and, like, he didn't even have a microphone, he didn't say a word, it was kind of the best version of that it could have been. Like, it was weird and strange and goofy, and I was laughing, and I was there for it. I'm like, "What is happening next? Like, what are they gonna do?" The story is awesome, I love it. I really wish Chandler was here to get his take on it. Maybe he'll have to do a short to, insert in or something.
Yeah, yeah, we'll have him do a short for sure. Yeah, I want to know what he thought about it. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It felt pro wrestling.
Yeah,
Like I don't know how much more simple to put it. Like it felt pro wrestling.
yeah. Like, was it cheesy and goofy? Yes. Was it fucking awesome? Also, yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, not
About damn
everything needs
time.
to be the bloodline and super serious and dramatic. I'm like, it was just goofy pro wrestling. Where's it gonna go? Is it gonna be a weird heel authority thing or I don't know, but give me more.
Yeah. One thing I gotta say about the whole episode, a couple points I want to make. It was pretty promo heavy.
It was.
Like they were trying to tell stories, and the fact that Double or Nothing is a mere 4 or 5 weeks away, they gotta immediately pivot into getting ready for that. And
Yep.
I like the more pay-per-views now because makes
Yeah.
the television shows more must-see, and it
Yeah. They're
keeps them moving.
yeah, they're more focused. It's definitely less meandering. Yeah, that's a very good point. Actually, I hadn't really thought about it until then. It's probably why I've been more into the product because it's more focused now.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah, good stuff. Really looking forward to see where they go. Looking forward to our 3 hour collision slash rampage now. Um, to see how they, uh, explain everything and
Uh huh. Yeah, no, and it's like, what else are they setting up? Like, Serena Deeb's a good shout. I'm into that. Uh,
mhm,
throwing Osprey into the that title picture. That was a weird, interesting turn. I didn't see that coming. I was just like, oh, they're probably going to go full steam ahead with just building him up for Wembley, but maybe not now. Maybe like, what are they doing? It's cool. I like it. I like not knowing.
yeah. Unpredictability makes it more intriguing for sure. Um, yeah, they need to keep Will Ospreay preoccupied. Because people are thinking, well, he should be the next contender for the title, clearly. But if they keep him occupied with the chase for the international title, and then a reign with the international
Yeah.
title, that'll keep him, on the back burner away from the world title. But when it needs to happen, it'll happen.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm all for it. Really love the episode. Um, Other than the audio issues, I really don't have much bad to say about it. Uh, I guess kind of going right into our highs and lows.
Yeah.
Uh, my low was the audio. Um, but
Yeah.
the
You'd
high
think
for
after
me,
5 years they would have ironed that out by now.
yeah. Um, yeah. The high for me was yeah, Tony taking that TK driver. That was
Yeah.
something. Like, it just reminded me of Bischoff, like, confronting Hall and Nash and getting that power bomb through
Uh-huh.
the floor. Like, yeah, yeah, man. Like, every owner needs to get the shit kicked out of them
Yeah, at
at
least
some point.
once.
Yep. Uh, yeah, it felt good. How about you?
Oh, let's see here. I mean, same vein, but let's see if I can't come up with anything different. Uh, you know, I could just be cheesy and agree with you, but I am going to try to go different. So I'm going to start with my high, which is the scapegoat getting over. Jack Perry's getting
Mm.
some cheers. People are into this. Damn. When he was coming up to Beethoven and feuding with Christian, could you
Oh
have
yeah.
pictured that? Wow, this is great. Good for him. I'm always happy to see somebody like kind of turn stuff around. That's cool as hell. Well, let's see. What's a good low point? Darn, nothing's really jumping out at me in my notes here. Yeah, I didn't even hate Chris Jericho. Uh,
Wow.
huh.
I don't mind that shit at all.
Yeah, man. Weird. For such a strange and goofy show, you think something would be jumping out at me, but yeah, nothing really. I guess I'll just jump on your bandwagon. Audio.
Yeah. Yeah. One day, man.
Yeah.
One effing day.
Yeah. You think that'd be a problem they could just throw money at? I don't know. Hire a different technician. Figure it out.
Yeah, fire the people who aren't good at it.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, man. Uh, anyway, yeah, great show, great Dynamite. Um, I really like your top 5 blood feuds
Yeah.
video too, part 1. Good stuff, man.
Yeah, that was a fun one. Yeah, I'm going the first half was great. The second half, I'm going down with some crazy rabbit holes. Like, I'm not nowhere near done the script, and I'm already up to like 11 and a half pages. Like, this might be kind of a long one for me.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Um, cool, yeah. And don't forget we are on the audio realm. Um, how does that work, Chad?
So if you like podcasts at all, you should be able to find us. Just type us up in the search bar, whether you're on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio. What else is out there? There's so many. I can't even think of them all.
I
Uh,
have Amazon Music,
oh,
and I get
nice.
a notification every time we drop a episode.
Heck yeah. So, if you're not into like watching YouTube videos while you drive, you could throw us on and
Why
give us a
wouldn't you?
listen to over your podcasts. Or maybe you need some help falling asleep, and my dulcet tones would help you with that.
Yeah, yeah. Cool. Yeah. Also coming up in July, I want to give a shout out to
Mm,
Prestige with their arena show at the Viking Pavilion, 3,000 people venue. We're going to be going to that. That should be real fun.
yeah.
We're going to go to the Collision on May 16th, a weird Thursday collision.
Uh huh.
We'll be there live here in Portland. Um, yeah, a lot of fun stuff.
Hey, if you're at all interested too in us actually getting around to reviewing one of these prestige shows, we always go to it with the intention of like, we're going to do this one, and then we never get around to it. So if you want to listen to a prestige review, throw that stuff in the comments and we'll try to oblige it because apparently we're really terrible at following through on some stuff.
Step one, like we were there at the show. I'm not taking notes at a
Yeah.
live damn
Yeah.
show. I need to get IWTV, and
Yeah.
that way we can just watch Prestige at our leisure. Um, yeah, good
Yeah, it'd kinda be
stuff.
neat to hear that with the commentary too. I always see all those guys sitting there, and I'm always like, "Ooh, what do they sound like?"
Yeah, Jordan Castle is one of them.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're pretty good. They sound good. I really liked lately Prestige on their YouTube channel have been putting up some pretty cool vignettes
yeah,
of Blackheart Leo Rush.
yeah, that was
Some
dope.
pretty cool stuff. They got a kind of a build up teaser hype video for their LA show where he's gonna be at too. So yeah, I man, one day, man, I might have to take a little road trip Do one LA prestige show.
That'd be cool.
I don't. I'm afraid of LA, but
Yeah.
oh, I don't know. I think I can brave it.
Yeah, yeah, I've been there once. It was a time.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember it was funny. We were driving to a museum on the other side of town, and we got stuck in the worst traffic I've ever seen. It happened to be Michael Jackson's funeral, and basically the entire yeah, wow, just like 4 hours to make what should have been like a 45-minute drive. Thanks, Los Angeles.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Cool. Yeah, man. A lot of cool stuff coming up. Uh, gonna be a fun summer of wrestling. Uh, yeah, I don't really have too much to add. Um, yeah, unless you have anything, Chad, you want to chime in about, I think that might about wrap it up.
No, I feel like that it was all in all a pretty darn good episode, especially for a non-Chandler episode. Get well
Yeah, yeah,
soon.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
I don't know. I keep trying to spread rumors that aren't true. First he was in jail, now he's sick. I don't know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Anyway, yeah, he should be back for our Collision Rampage review. And yeah, that should about do it. Again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We really appreciate your patronage and checking us out. We really love pro wrestling, and we strive to get better and better and better at this, and provide you with some form of entertainment.
Yeah.
So cool. Yeah. Thank you again. Thank you, Chad, for joining. And we will be seeing you next time.
Yep. Thanks, Dave.
Yep. Have a good one. Bye.
Peace.